dehydration challenge.
Yes. How did that go?
It went really well. But I would tell you, Mweia, if I didn't start like maybe a month before, just having more water and cutting out the sugary drinks, I don't know if I would have been disciplined to be so focused on you are to drink nothing but water, not even coconut water. I wouldn't have been so focused on that. It was like a mantra in my head. And at the end of week 2, I've grown to love water. So even yesterday, while I was outside of my comfort zone for 3 days, and I was being offered fruit drinks and soft drinks, I said, no, can I have a water? Can I have water? And that was pretty good.
So it's really like a muscle that you're building, right? To be able to say no.
In your brain.
When
it's such a brain game.
And to, stand by what you know is best for you.
Yeah.
It is really a muscle that you're building of, consistency and courage and determination.
Yeah. I keep visualizing in my mind just someone who is healthier, who is fitter. I'm not so focused. Yes, I know it's about a scale. Absolutely, I have a goal of 15 pounds. But I see myself more visualizing, oh, this jeans looks great on me, as opposed to the scale saying that I've lost the 15 pounds.
Exactly.
How do you approach visualization and telling the people that you see about visualizing themselves? Is that an important part?
Definitely. Yeah. I think that's really the place where you want to start. A lot of people are not able to visualize for some reason. I would say, okay, what do you want? Can you tell me, how you want to look? And they can't see it. And I found that when you can't see what it is you're going for, when you're on the journey or even when you're beginning the journey, it's less likely that you'll get there.
Yeah. So focus on something.
So knowing, exactly. If for some women especially, it's a specific dress. Yeah. So if it's okay, I have this dress, or I have this dress I want to buy, and you see yourself in the dress, like even that, because for some people, we really don't believe that they can do it.
No.
And that's at the heart of the problem.
Yeah.
They say they want it. Yes, we want to lose weight, and they can tell me the things that they think they want, but they've been saying that to themselves for so long, they no longer really, really believe that it's possible.
Yeah. No, because I so identify with that, because I think I began by saying, I can exercise, and my body, it never really loses weight. Yeah. And really what it is the nutrition part of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's everything.
It's everything.
It all works together.
Yeah. How did you get to be so good? How did you get to be so good
at what I do?
Yeah.
It's been a long time. I've been doing this for quite a while, in different capacities. I started off as well. I wasn't in this. This is a career change for me. Actually, I'm a whole lot older than I am.
This is about 40 club. You're right where you're supposed to be. But tell me, what was your first career? What were you doing?
So I was a scientist. I was a biomedical researcher. I was.
That's impressive.
Yes, I studied pharmacology and cancer biology.
Wow.
And then went into the pharmaceutical world doing research. So at the bench with mice and pipettes and the whole works.
Wow. In Trinidad?
No, not in Trinidad, in the US.
Okay.
And that's what I at Duke.
Yeah.
And I realized that for me, while I do enjoy research and I still love research, I really I wasn't getting the level of fulfillment that I wanted. And when I thought about, people thought, you might find the cure for cancer, and that would be great, but that might take 20 years, or never. Yeah. But I felt a calling that I wanted to help people now. Like to go to work every day and feel like I'm making an impact in someone's life. Yeah. So that was my driving force. Yeah. And at the time, I was going through my own personal, I like to call it, food journey. And I was learning a lot about myself and my own relationship with food. And it was so intriguing that I thought I wanted to know more. Yeah. So I think I may have mentioned to you before that I was a vegan as well. Yes. And so at the time when I was in doing research, had transitioned to vegetarian and vegan, and I saw my body change, and I saw a lot of the issues that I had resolve. And it was like, oh my God, why didn't no one ever tell me
So
that
you were
food could do
experimenting on
this?
yourself.
I was experimenting on myself. Yes, and I think that's a very important part of the process for everyone. So not just because I'm a scientist, but really figuring out what works best for you and your body is an experimentation process, because there's no one perfect diet that's going to work for everyone. So taking the time to figure it out for yourself is really the key.
So you started to figure your own food journey out, and how does that lead you into nutrition?
So I ended up leaving the world of science. And I took about a year off actually before I figured out what I wanted to do, because I thought, well, I definitely don't want to go back to school, because I had just left the PhD program. I thought, well, I'm done with school. So I decided to do a program called at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, which was holistic health coaching. So it was founded in nutrition, but it took a very holistic, integrative approach to nutrition, and that's also where I learned coaching skills. Right? So not just I'm like a dictionary of food facts, but how to actually work with people to help them through this journey. Right? Because knowledge is only one part of it. But there are other emotional aspects, social aspects, like you just discussed. So how to fit these changes into your life. So that was my foundation, was a very holistic approach. But that training really trains you to work with the general public who's already relatively healthy, but just really want to, change their eating habits. It doesn't really train you to work with people who have specific conditions or diseases, diabetes, kidney disease, heart disease. So I wanted to be able to work with everyone.
Very ambitious.
That needed help. And I had also come to Trinidad for that year that I took off. I came to Trinidad because I was living in the States. So I spent a year here, and I saw the need, and that there was not a lot of work going on in the public domain when it comes to nutrition. So most of the dietitians, and there are great dietitians, but they tend to work in the hospitals. So unless you end up in the hospital, it was at that time, it was maybe 2008. Wow, so it's like 8 years ago already. Going to a dietitian was not a common thing.
It still isn't really,
it
right?
still isn't, but it's becoming a little bit more
except
popular.
probably because of popular culture too as well.
Right. So I decided to go back to school because it had been a while. So I'm like, okay, I could go back to school now. And I did a master's in clinical nutrition at NYU. So that was an amazing experience, because I got to, live in New York City.
Beautiful city.
And, eat New York City food, which is like what I miss the most about New York. But also NYU is a great institution, a great program. A lot of the top nutritionists that you'd see on TV actually went there. But I got clinical experience in hospitals, but also community nutrition experience, worked with all sorts of communities. So the HIV community in New York, we worked with the cancer community, so did a lot of volunteer work. Also worked in a private practice. So I got a really broad range of experience, and decided, okay, I always knew that I wanted to come back to Trinidad to use it here for our population.
So that's like amazing, because you have this scientific mind, and then you have the holistic approach, and then you've married that with the nutrition aspect. And so I began by asking you, how come you're so fabulous? And now we understand why she's so fabulous.